What's up, cupcakes? Let's make dinner. We're going to have smothered pork chops with white rice, biscuits, and some cabbage. So let's get started. It's going to be a long one, so we'll cut it short. Alright, first let's get our biscuits in the oven, and then we're going to get our rice on. This is how I do biscuits. You can do you. But I use a little parchment paper, and this is about a 8x8. And I put parchment paper in and spray it, and then rely on these good old frozen Pillsbury biscuits. These are delicious. I think 6 fit in my pan. Yep, 6 fit in there. Great. And then I spray the top of them. And then I add a little half and half to the bottom of the pan. It's
after that
about
interview with Reef, I was so fulfilled.
2 tablespoons.
Damn. That I didn't even feel like it was necessary to talk to nobody else. What was it about that interview that filled you all the way up, though? Because if you go back and look at the whole podcast, I did it for me. Right? I know you would do it for you. Because I wanted to talk. I wanted to get shit off. I wanted to just feel like, I wanted to understand. It was really for me like just to talk. You know what I mean? So the whole podcast was me in a space that I didn't
Oven's preheating, so we're going to set these aside. Wait for the oven to get heated up. Let's get our rice on.
So it was like, that Rico interview was like, that was almost like that. That was like the heaviest thing going, you know what I mean? So when we got to talk, the thing about it is I just used to, he was big for us, so.
I'm short, I gotta climb.
You know, I knew he knew I was dope. But I was just, you know, with the big brother, little brother thing, where he like, hey man, you don't see me out here chilling. And he see me. And like, you know, just like on some real big brother, but he ain't gonna tell you.
This is the homemade rib rub that we made. It's delicious.
So it was just like, it was that thing, because you got to check out how, when we went to the dungeon, like, you know, I learned everything.
Okay, so we're going to make rice. Let's plug our rice cooker in.
Hey, kid, what's up? What's going on? Hey, sit down. Hey, so what's going on? Hey, man.
Okay.
The boy lady. What about LA say? Well, shoot,
It's 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. So we're going to go 2 cups of rice to 4 cups of water. I like extra rice. I'll eat it. 2 cups of rice. And I go a little shy on the water just because I like the rice. I don't like mushy rice. Okay, 4 cups of water.
Come on, kid. I say, hey, my name. I'm just automatic, but it is good.
2, 3.5. Okay, there's people talk about should you wash your rice or not. I look for particles, but I do not wash my rice.
Oh my God. Lord, this whole doesn't play it. What? But it was that kind of stuff, man. It was just like.
Alright, turn it on to cook. And we're going to set this aside.
I learned the phone, man, all the time. Learning and just watching it when it was coming up. And just
tricks and any more expensive gifts. We handmade them instead.
Alright, here we have
Everybody qualified for a homeowner's
our
assistance?
veg. So let's first work on the cabbage so we can get that on. This is a baby cabbage, look. It's just a little guy. It looks like a head of lettuce, but it's cabbage, but it's just enough for us.
When I first heard the music, every great movement, we talk about.
We'll also be using these, which this is beef bouillon and a chicken bouillon for our gravy for the smothered part.
I always thought Rico Wade was older than y'all, and it makes sense because it just seemed like he carried himself like that way.
Okay,
So he was
and another thing we're going to add to our cabbage is this whole jalapeno that we grew.
The only one that the leader, the eldest, Ray Murray. Him and Sleepy, they the oldest. You know what I mean? How they organize.
Oven's ready. Let's get our biscuits in.
Probably Cujo, Timo, all of us the same. The babies are CeeLo, 3,000. Those are the babies.
We set the timer for
That future was the baby.
21 minutes.
So
that gives us a good checking point. Let's chop this jalapeno.
I had the conversation yesterday. I said, bro, you understand that at the end of the day, they did exactly what they said they were going to do for us. Because these peers, even though once their success came, he never turned around and said, we under y'all.
Let's dice this up.
He lost the deal at the face because he wouldn't put Outcast and put
Just
him
like
on the
that.
slave labels.
Another thing we're going to get is some garlic.
We family. Before we put you in slave papers, I let y'all go. He let us go. He let Outcast go.
I'm just going to be using
He never owned our publishing.
this garlic.
For us to come to the end of this,
Garlic never hurt anybody.
he never
Okay, let's get
did
the
what the people wanted him to do. He never, that's the reason
little
why
bit of
he didn't
vegetable
like Rico.
oil,
Because Rico would not be until all everybody else did.
and then we can start adding our cabbage.
They didn't do puppet. They wouldn't do none of that. Before I do that to my family, I let you go. And that's why they hated me. Because they said, bro, you could have been like Dr. Play. You could have been like, bro, you could have owned the outfit.
And the jalapeno.
Owned these guys. Owned Tito. So that you
Give it a
would have been on that.
big stir.
When they didn't know that, they would have been able to get the money. You know what I mean? So, even though he let us go, he also gave us the freedom and always gave us the home.
Ooh, I just inhaled a big whiff of jalapeno vapors. Whew. I hope it's not going to be too spicy. And garlic like that. We'll add a little chicken broth to this, but we need to add some salt. Got a half teaspoon. About a teaspoon of sugar. I don't know why, but they just always say when you're cooking your greens, just add like a little bit of sugar. It takes away the bitterness. It works. They're not sweet, I assure you, but it just does something with maybe with the acidity or the chemistry. Alright, this is the point that I like to start adding, and I just see a few little golden pieces. Again, just some chicken broth. It'll probably be about a cup, but you don't want to smother them and you don't want to boil it. You're just kind of braising the cabbage so that there's not a ton of liquid left when you're done. Lid on, let them go. Alright, we've got mushrooms too. These will be for the smothered gravy part. We're going to put the mushrooms inside the gravy, which is going to be very delicious. I like to just open one side of these, so try to keep it fresh, not turn them around. Just peel back. Look how pretty these mushrooms look too. They're beautiful. Okay, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 5.
I said, how can you do that? This man will never get his music back. Like, he'll never get his
6.
stuff back.
It's a big one.
Look, let me run down this, man. I know we got 8 spots.
Okay. And then I've got just here a barely damp paper towel, and that's what you use to wash them off, to clean them. Just run that around and get all the dirt off.
Not before kind of fall it down. Fall it down. I know this thing has some machines that dip for stuff. Dip for his head on the show. He said, and I said, you mean the burgers that you made back? And he said, no, now because, and he said that, Oprah told him, he said, man, I was young at the time, and that's what they want me to do. They actually make paperwork. He said, and he said that if I can go back in there and change it, I can't even go through the house.
And then cut off the stem to the mushroom cap.
It ain't him, it ain't him. To see what happened is,
the stems are really good if you're making a soup. You can always dice those up and add them. They add good meatiness to the soup or stew. But in this case, we're not using it. We are going to slice them.
So when we get one, it's almost like even if you see something that's kind of fried.
It's going to be good mushroom and gravy. I love that. But we're going to saute these mushrooms separate and then add them. We're going to take out the first.
They only care about the live show. The live show makes the most money right now. So really, if you get back, you can let the live play. Because it's about the work, man.
Okay, now we're going to put that on the back, the cabbage on the back burner, and we're going to move our large frying pan over, saute these mushrooms. You want to put it on high, and we're going to use a combination of oils. A little olive oil, a little bit of vegetable oil, and that's it.
Family HR is easy for it. What about a hospital? That means paying that of benefits and people all the same place.
Once this hot is hot, we're going to stick those in there.
Easy starts at bamboohr.com.
Mushrooms are like little sponges. They suck up a lot of moisture and then boom, they let it out. So you have to be careful when you're sauteing not to crowd your pan too much. And I think we have just enough here to put in there for a single layer, but you wouldn't want to like mound them in your pan. Okay, so see how I got them? And you want them on high, you want to get them, you want to sear them, get a good sear. Alright, does anybody else do this? You wash your hands and then you dry them and then you use the damp paper towel to wipe stuff down. Do y'all do that too? Alright, let's dice an onion. We're just going to use half for this recipe. That's all we'll need. Be plenty. Remember, lateral cuts. And slice across. Ooh, I smell the rice cooking. It smells delicious. Okay, that's probably enough. I'm going to leave this nub, put it with the other piece. But this looks like plenty of onion. So it was a big onion, but I'd say half a small or a quarter of a big. Okay, let's add a little S&P. A little bit of salt, now that they're cooked up, and some pepper. And look at how, I'm going to show you. You all saw how many mushrooms we stuck in the pan. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. Now it all fits in here, these mushrooms. But they're going to be perfectly cooked. And delicious. Let's move this board aside. And let's work on seasoning our pork chops. So what we're going to do with these is season them, and then we're going to make a seasoned flour and dredge it in there lightly, because these are just pan fried. They're not deep fried, so they're just really light dusting flour. And then we're going to pan fry them in this pan that we cooked the mushrooms in. I kind of cleaned it out. But we're going to use probably about an inch, half inch of oil, so it comes up the side of the pork chop, okay? Which I need to get this oil, so use some vegetable oil. That looks like it's just about enough. If not, I have a standby on the side. And I'm going to save that because I've got, when I fried the fish, I'm going to put the fish oil in that thing so I can dispose of it. Don't pour your grease down the sink. It's not good. Alright, let's season these. Open the seasoning cabinet. Oh my gosh, I've never shown you the seasoning cabinet before. Just a minute, I'm going to show you. Kitchen. Alright, there it is. There she is. Okay. Alright, can y'all see me now? What did you think of the spice cabinet? Isn't that crazy? I can't even really see in there. I've organized it so I know where stuff is, but I'm short, so I can barely reach, and I can't see shit. Ish. I can't see. Ish. Alright, so I have some of this, I like this. It's roasted garlic and herb seasoning by McCormick. I like it. It's good on chicken and pork. Okay, so, oh, actually, I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Get it together, Tracy Lynn. Okay, so we got that, and then we want to do, we're going to do some onion powder. Can you see this? I don't know if you can. Okay, rice is done. I unplug it. I don't let it sit and warm. I just unplug it. Oh crap. Everything is falling apart here. Okay. So we got the onion powder. Let's put a little of that on there. It's been so humid on my spices, or let's see here. Let's try this onion powder. Okay. All right, and then our trusty little antique jar garlic powder. Okay, I can just imagine this is like from the 1950s, and so I can just imagine like the woman having this and having her spices in it and using it. Sweet to me. Okay, and then I'm going to add salt. These are thick pork chops, so you want to have them seasoned well. Plus, do some of this coating comes off in the fry part of it. Okay, so now we've got our other side. This is almost gone. Okay, onion powder. Onion powder. Onion powder. This side I'm going to add garlic. Okay, our biscuits I think are done or ready to check. Not quite done. They need about 5 more minutes. I think the package said like 28 minutes, but I always like to go shy and look. And when I take these biscuits out, you guys, you're gonna be amazed. They look like homemade. When you add that little bit of half and half to the bottom of your pan, it fluffs them up and makes them really light and fluffy and delicious. So makes those freezer biscuits something like fantastic. They're good on their own, actually. They're better than the refrigerated ones. So I recommend that if you do pick a pre-made biscuit, pick the freezer ones. I'm not endorsing anybody here. I just know what I like. Okay, we got the garlic. We just need to add a little bit of salt. All right, now let's get some flour on a plate. flour container. The other little white one is my sugar. Alright, looks like it's enough. Let's season this. The rest of this in the jar in there. It's good. A little bit of salt. Some garlic. Alright, and then give her a mix. Okay, give the flour mixture a mix. Alright, and then just a light dredge. You're going to shake most of it off. And the reason why we're putting just a light dredge on these and frying them is because the flour is going to act as our thickener for the gravy. So it's great. It's amazing that you'll see what these will do. Okay, let's get our, and check our cabbage. Cabbage is looking good. I think it's just about done. Okay. Get our oil going. It's not quite hot enough. I'm going to let it heat up some more. What? Hammer time. Go, 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 go. Show you what they look like. Okay, let's flip it over. Add our other pork chop. It smells good. Alright, how do y'all eat your smothered pork chops? Do you eat it with rice or potatoes or noodles? But we eat ours with white rice and biscuits and a vegetable. And you want to get these nice and brown on both sides, and then you're going to pull them out. They don't have to be cooked, don't worry, because they're going to cook in the smother mixture. Alright, 2 of them are ready. You can see how brown I got them. They look good already, but they're not done in the center. this one. And then we're going to take some of this grease out of here because we don't need all the grease that we fried the pork chops in. Do not attempt to make this using all of that grease because that's not good for you. Okay, all three browned. I have a metal bowl. Use something that won't melt. And pour all but maybe just a couple tablespoons. Can you see that? Our onion. The onion really pulls all the good bits off the bottom. Okay, now we're going to wait to salt any more of this until we get because the broth has salt in it. We salted our pork chops. So we'll just hang tight with the salt. We'll taste it after it's been cooking for a little bit. Okay, while that's cooking on medium low, we're going to add a good dollop of beef broth. And a small dollop of the chicken. We're just going to add some water to this. Thing we'll do is we'll add our mushrooms because we already cooked them, but I do this because they taste good, and two, adding raw mushrooms in here, there's not enough room and it gets kind of weird. You get some that are cooked through, some that aren't, so this way you ensure that they're all cooked. Let's check on the pork chops. Oh yeah, it's doing what it should. We're going to flip them over. Oops. One time. You only get flipped one time. Sauce is thick enough. It's looking good. And last, we'll put a little half and half in our smothered mixture once we know that our pork is cooked through. We're going to make a little slurry. It's a little loose. What is a slurry, you say? Slurry is a mixture of liquid and dry, and you mix it together, and it makes a wet, pasty mix, and you're going to add it to thicken the ingredient. So we're going to use some of this flour that we seasoned our pork chops in. Looks like about 2.5 teaspoons, and probably just about 1-2 teaspoons of half and half. Oh, maybe a little more. See how it's a paste? You can go thinner, but my liquid's thinner, so I don't want to go too liquidy on my slurry. It's more like a pasty. Okay. Alright, let's add our mushrooms. Just sprinkle them on in. And there's how she looks. It's going to be delicious over some white rice with our cabbage, and our biscuits, sliced tomato. It's about time to put this plate together. Show my bell. I think you butt dialed me. And this is obviously going to be for me. I'm not going to eat all this pork chop. I'm going to make a plate just for presentation. I want you guys to see how I would serve it to you. Dinner time. So we've got our smothered pork chop, our rice, cabbage, and our biscuit. Hope you all enjoy. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let's grow my channel.
It's on Saturday mode. I know that his girlfriend knows more. She was with him. I won't answer.
Put a mushroom on there. You want a bite? Here you go. Little black pepper. Let's take a bite of this biscuit.
When your clothes come out looking newer and longer, you get to take the first step. Again, and again, and again. First Step cleans and helps keep clothes looking newer and longer.
You want to